Anyone got any juicy dirt to share?
No response. It smells like the feet of those pink creatures, pungent and nasty. Hell smells like a small pink dude. Let's not, okay? Move out of the way first. Move out. The rock don't walk. Move out.
Anyone got any
No
Now, what was that word?
Gameplay note. You'll need to type the password into the translator. Enter will close the translator.
The word.
You realize that the little pink dudes weren't kidding around. It's very dark and cramped in here. Showing some thought far beyond your normal mental prowess, you put the glowing gem into your mouth. Ah, better. Not a great deal better, but better. Good thing you found that gem. Not only does it light your way, but it should come in handy in a later game. The dark corridors have some kind of sticky ooze on them. This doesn't seem to be the kind of place you should hang around in for any longer than necessary. It smells like wet dirt lost a fight against squid sushi. You regret just thinking about doing that. The dark corridor. You have an opportunity to stand and spare your tender knees. The crystal clear water gives off a gentle glow. In abundance, it is able to light the room. You take the glowing gem from between your aching jaws. You notice it is overly moist as you slip it into your pocket. The water is clear except for a very slight cloudiness. It appears to be luminous. In fact, the water's soft glow seems to be providing the light here. Beautiful subterranean waterfalls and cascades drop before you. The luminous liquid churns at the base before flowing downstream. It doesn't smell like anything, actually. It certainly looks rather deadly to consume, however. Oh yeah, let's do that. The glowing water looks radioactive-delicious. The water glows as it did when you first came here. The water here rushes toward the ominously and inexplicably purple glowing area of doom. It's an ominous purple light, whose source seems to originate from the pit of doom over there. Splat! After caroming off a pair of rock outcroppings, you find a final resting place at the base of the falls. As you enter another of the mysterious subterranean chambers, you realize that the water is now racing toward a giant whirlpool in the middle of the area. You are caught in the strong current, powerless to alter your course. Your body is sucked down, until finally you are able to resist no more and must yield to the overwhelming force. Geez, that was quite a trip. Peering around, you find yourself back in the open again. The water is clear, except for a very slight cloudiness. It appears to be luminous. In fact, the water's soft glow seems to still be providing some light here in the outdoors. In the reflection of the water, you see the disillusioned eyes of a doughy-faced, unlovable idiot man staring back at you.
Hey, I'm not doughy-faced.
You snort some water, then spend a moment gagging and choking and wondering why you snorted water. The water tastes clean. You sure hope it isn't poisoned horribly, causing you to bleed out from the anus without warning.
Wait, what was that?
Nothing.
No, what did you just say? What am I bleeding out of?
Nothing. Yet. This is an intestinal distress goyle. They're like gargoyles, except they go through a lot more Pepto-Bismol. Other rocks in view include some large, square boulders. They are unusual looking, but not significant. The water careens down into this lake, spraying mist with the force of its impact. Woof! This water is icy cold. Your two best friends must be hibernating deep right about now.
Can you raise the temperature about 20 degrees?
Not a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah? Well, if I were a snowball in hell, at least I'd be warm. So there.
Nice comeback. The grass here looks to have grown over small gouges in the earth, as if something keeps boring a small trench in the ground as it travels. It's like a bush, but mushroom things are growing out of it. I guess it's a bushroom. You decide to pick the bushroom, thinking that, since it's a useless item, it must be important. However, the user interface won't respond to your request, no matter how you go about it, so you conclude it's just a prop. Smells like portobello. You're about to nibble from the bushroom, thinking maybe it's like Quest for Glory, but then you realize that the hero died if he ate too many, so you think the better of it. You notice some writing on one of the leftmost boulders. The writing says, "Beware, Labian Terra Beast Zone, use extreme caution." You give the whistle a toot. It makes an odd sound. You hear an incredible whirring and grinding sound coming from the north. Suddenly, a Labian terror beast buzzes into the room like a tornado. He looks like he could do as much damage. He's almost cute. You don't want to get close enough to smell him. You'd get a hairball. He doesn't seem to be interested in an intellectual conversation. You give the whistle a toot. It makes an odd sound. You hear an incredible whirring and grinding sound coming from the north. Suddenly, a Labian terror beast buzzes into the room like a tornado. You chuck the Cubik's Rube puzzle over to the beast. The beast appears interested in your offering. Curiosity gets the better of him and he reaches down for it. He seems quite perplexed by the puzzling plastic polyhedron. I'll get naked if you get naked. You go first. You pick up a small rock generated during the Terror Beast's grand entrance. You're so clever, Roger. You created a slingshot. You wish that was a good idea. The guard seems to have heard a sound and moves to get a better look. You cleverly use the athletic supporter to sling the rock at the guard. It makes serious contact with the side of his head. We like the way you think. He drops like a lead parakeet. The ripe thud of impact is momentarily sickening. He is perfectly still.
Let's see that again.
This time, let's look at it closer. Hold it there. I want to see the rocket guard.
Let's do it then in super slow-mo.
Now that is more like it.
Did you see that, Bloodfly?
Heck yeah.
You're one sick mofo, Clytus.
You're one sick mofo, Blackthorn.
It's the remains of the guard you killed. That's not necessary. There is nothing important under him. He smells like the chimps you used to feed peanuts to at the zoo when you were a child. That's just sick, Roger. Dead bodies don't talk. That's not It's the remains of...
It's that uppy, downy thing that takes me to the top of things.
Whatever. What?
It's that...
You can't do it. The visible means of opening this door appears to be a keycard slot. You slide the keycard into the slot, then remove it. As soon as the elevator door closes behind you, the platform on which you rest begins to rise. The shuttle is your ticket to somewhere else, just what you need to get off this planet. You climb into the shuttle through the rear entrance. Everything looks automatic. The panel is loaded with clusters of system status indicators. There is a power button, an attitude dial, and an ascent thruster button. Everything looks... click above or below the handle to move the shuttle. There is no horizontal control until minimum altitude has been achieved. The shuttle begins to vibrate as the ascent thrusters ignite. Because you are terminally weak above your shoulders, you guide the ship into the ground. You hear an Suddenly, you chuck the Cubik's Rube puzzle over to the beast. The beast appears. He seems quite perplexed. You pick up a small rock. You're so clever. Spock would say fascinating, Data would say intriguing, I would say you're an idiot. The guard seems to have heard a sound and moves to get a better look. You cleverly use the athletic supporter to... We like the way he drops like a lead.
This time, let's look at it closer.
You slide the... As soon... You climb into the... The shuttle begins to vibrate as the ascent thrusters ignite. You feel the ship begin to lift off. You're off the planet! Good work, Roger! A tone sounds. A soft, synthesized voice notes that adequate altitude has been achieved. Ascent thrusters are now ineffective. The screens are suddenly splashed with the incredible, horrible image of Sludge Vohaul.
Hello, Roger Wilco. I've been waiting for you. Once again, my subordinates have failed me. Anyway, it looks like you'll be visiting me again soon. Don't bother trying to pilot the vehicle. I have taken control. You will be arriving at my command post shortly. I anxiously await your arrival.
His image is frozen on the screens. The ship changes course as if it had a life of its own. All you can do is hold on. The massive bay doors meet, jarring the entire vehicle bay. As you step down, the shuttle door slams shut behind you. You are quite surprised not to find several of Vohaul's guards waiting to greet you. You begin to ponder what the twisted scientists might have in store for you.